So, in about mid-October this year, I broke my arm. I'm okay now, don't worry, but it did mean that I wasn't able to play pretty much any of the online games with my friends that I wanted to. I know there are some spooky games that can be played with just a mouse or one button or one hand, but none of them that I could find were multiplayer, and maybe I missed something, maybe there's a game you can tell me about in the comments. Personally, it left me feeling left out. Now, I have obviously been very quiet on YouTube for a couple of years, and that's because I've actually been working in the video game industry, and as part of that, I went onto a 4-day week, and on the 5th day of that week, I taught myself Godot. So, I did what any reasonable solo developer would do, and I started building a multiplayer game with one hand. I actually reused the basic idea from a Overwatch game mode that I made 2 years ago. I'd already actually tried to rebuild this in Godot while I was learning and didn't do a great job of it, but then coming back to it a third time, I knew what I was doing. I had a lot of ideas for the systems in place, and I was able to put it out pretty quickly, honestly. While looking for assets on kenny.nl, I believe the site is, I found the Christmas pack, which included a snowman, and thought, yeah, no, that works really well. It's actually pretty close to the kind of cold theme that I had in the Weeping Echoes mod, and yeah, I just went for that asset. I did end up replacing that asset in the end by combining primitive spheres in Godot, dev art. I was able to make quite a sinister looking creature. I also decided to name them Snowlems. Partially that's, gender inclusivity. Partially it's inspired by the golem. I do like the idea of creatures that you're up against not necessarily being evil, just doing kind of what they're programmed to do. I know there are some connotations with that. As far as I can tell, it's not problematic, but again, let me know in the comments if I'm missing something. In terms of assets, I also found this amazing smooth jazz music that you're listening to in the background by Music by Pedro. I had to go and find a very old track because I could not for the life of me find anything that was free and public domain that wasn't made by AI. Now, I do not like AI. I particularly do not like it for creative industries, as I am an artist myself. That said, I did use ChatGPT to help me out with the writing, especially when I was operating with one hand, just to speed myself up. In terms of the actual game, I've been building this from the ground up with multiplayer in mind, and I've also been building it with accessibility in mind. Unfortunately, the objectives kind of came second to that. I chose to prioritize the cat clicking because I know that was quite a big trend in cozy video games. There's also a secondary objective, which is to click all of the hourglasses in unison, and the remnants of a planned one where you would have to pick certain ingredients out and put them in a pot. Maybe in the future I will get back to implementing that, but honestly, it's Christmas, and I have to travel home, see my friends, see my family. I have to put a pin in this somewhere. That is to say, you can go on itch.io and download this prototype demo of a game that I wish had been around when I had broken my arm at Halloween. There's still a couple of weeks left in the year. It's cold, it's spooky, there's snowmen. Maybe if you want to play it, give it a download, go around, click some cats, have some fun, and let me know what you think. Anyway, until next time, peace.
I'm so scared, and I'm just watching.
Are we sticking together, Dal, or...?
Why?
Someone needs to watch Snowlem.
There's another one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Behind you, behind this gate.
Yeah. Just look for the cats.